Welcome to another episode of Alan's Collection. The Eye of Thundera has revealed something to me. A new ThunderCats figure to review. We're talking about Lionel's most loyal companion, Snarf. So let's begin. Ultimate Super7 ThunderCats Snarf. Okay guys, here we have Snarf. He is the loyal pet of the ThunderCats, especially Lionel. That is, whenever he is not worried, but aside from his constant worrying and pessimism, he is a fun character, guys. So of course here we have the outer box for Snarf. And this is a classic ThunderCats sleeve box. However, unlike other outer boxes, this doesn't have a foiled red and black logo. And below, of course, we have the ThunderCats logo. Now let's check out the side of the box. The side of the box, as you can see, is just black. So let's check out the back of the box. Here we have the back of the box, which is also plain black on the background, with the ThunderCats, a big ThunderCats logo on the center. Now let's check out the other side of the box, which is plain black as well. Now let's check out the outer box part 2, guys. And now we can appreciate, of course, the figure itself. And on the back, if you take a look behind the figure and the accessories, we can see an artwork of what seems to be like an explosion resulting in a lot of rocks falling down. And of course you can see all the accessories as well. And below we have the logo of the ThunderCats and the name Snarf there. Now checking out the first side of the box, we have an extension of the front of the box, guys. And the rest is pale black. Now let's check out the back of the box. In the back of the box we can see a very cool artwork of Snarf himself. And below we have some information about the character, which is important for you to read, guys. Now on the other side of the box we have plain black, and again an extension of the front of the box. And that's it for the outer box, and let's check out now the blister box. Okay guys, here we have the blister box. And as you can see now, you can appreciate the figure even more. Really cool. And of course the accessories as well, very cool. Okay guys, it's time to check out the vanilla pose for Snarf. Okay guys, here we have Snarf, and as you remember him from the TV show back in the 80s, he always seemed to be stressed out, worried about everything, especially Lionel. But he always helped Lionel get out of a lot of trouble a great many times, guys. Or at least he warned him if danger was coming. Anyways, let's check out the vanilla pose for this character, guys. And at first I thought, what's going on with the tail being stuck to the stand? But it turns out that there's an extra tail that we will be checking out in the accessories. So if you want to display him in a different pose and without the stand, there is a possibility, guys. Anyways, he's looking very cool and funny. You can see the details in his torso. All these lines. Symmetrical lines, I would say. Nicely sculpted as well. As the different tones in the colors in his torso. We have whitish in the middle, and then it becomes more brown as you move away from the center. You can see the different color tones in the torso, guys. Very nice. Now the arm and legs are nicely detailed as well, with the sculpted furry parts. They are red brownish colors. And if you check out the back of the figure, you have a very bright yellow sculpted fur as well. nicely sculpted and painted, of course. And then we have the feet and hands, which are a different type of plastic from the rest of the body, all pink but nicely sculpted too. Now checking out the head sculpt, I very much like the mouth area. It is nicely sculpted. I think this is the part that makes the figure stand out, the white beard or whiskers, or equivalent to whiskers, guys. You can see that he has a worried expression. You can see it in his eyes, and also he has long ears and a yellow bright hair. Very nice. Of course, this guy Snarf is part of a race of Snarfs, which are reptile cats. So that's why you see these particular features. Now let's check out the articulation for Snarf, guys. Now let's check out the articulation for Snarf, guys. Let's start with the head. As you can see, you can move the head down a little bit and up like this. And you can move the head left and you can move the head right like this. Very nicely. Now moving to the torso, we're going to rely on his tail for movement. You can move the torso down a bit and up quite a bit. However, you can move the figure to the left and you can move the torso to the right. Of course, with the aid of the tail, guys. We really don't have the torso articulation. Now checking out the arms, you can move the arm forward. And you can move the arm backwards. And you can move the arm out like this. Snarf does have a single jointed elbow articulation. You can move a little bit. And we have hand articulation. You can move the hand down. And you can move the hand up. And of course, full rotation of the wrist. Articulation in the legs for Snarf. We can move the leg forward and we can move the leg backwards. However, we cannot move the leg out, not very much, I would say. Snarf does have a single jointed knee articulation, but you cannot move it much. Just rotate it mainly. The same with the foot articulation. You cannot move it much. But it does have a rocker, guys. You can move it sideways. And that's it for Snarf's articulation. Now let's check out the accessories. Okay guys, so here we have the accessories for Snarf. First off, we have the interchangeable heads with the angry face here, nicely sculpted. Next we have the happy face with big ears, happy eyes. Next we have a new version of Lionel's claw shield, where although Snarf does not use this himself, but often in the TV show, Lionel would go on a mission without his gear. And of course, Snarf would take it to him, so. Next we have the interchangeable hands. We have here the gripping hands. And next we have the relaxed hands, guys. Moving on, we have this grey satchel, or bag, if you want to call it bag, where he mostly used this to carry candy fruit. Next, we have an extra tail here, guys. So you can display the figure in other poses, like running or relaxed. Let me just show you how to place this extra tail. Obviously, first you have to take off the tail with the stand and then place the extra tail in the figure like this. However, it is of course very stiff. Difficult to get. I will have to do it off camera, guys. If not, I will probably mess up the whole reviewing table. There you have him, guys. You can place him running, you can place him relaxed. If you don't like the stand, can use this extra tail, guys. Now moving on, we have the candy fruit, of course, a food loved by this guy, nicely painted pink and red, guys, very nice. And finally we have of course the sword of omens, like the claw shield. Snarf would take Lionel's sword of omens to him. And that's it for the accessories, guys. Okay guys, here we have Snarf. Obviously Snarf is part of the ThunderCats. However, the real name of Snarf is actually Osbert. But he hates his real name and he preferred to be called Snarf like his race. He is part of this alien reptile cats. A very loyal friend to Lion-O, although Lion-O didn't like Snarf protecting him, so he would often separate himself from Snarf or move away from Snarf. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching this review. I have very much enjoyed reviewing Snarf. Do not forget to give a like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you next on Alan's Collection.